What's up, everybody? This is A7X Fan Ben, and welcome to another fleet making tutorial. This one is about UPS 4.1, which is going to be a modified version of Darren's original UPS version 4.0 fleet that he shared on Miniature Trading back in the day. It's a competitive 40-point fleet, also called Silver Crane. So his idea was basically to trade home coins and get +4 to their value if they're silver coins. So we've got Sea Crane gives +1 gold, Jenny Gallows for +2, and then if they're silver, the Silver Explorer will stack. Each one is a slightly different ability with a different trigger, or not a different trigger, but they're different abilities. So Silver Explorer will give +1, so you can get up to +4 per coin if they're silver. So, and then the reason I'm modifying it is because he used, for essentially the last 10 points, he used Longshanks with Kevin Jack Hawkins, which is totally fair. And maybe this is a better fleet than what I'm about to make, but I'm going to swap that out for the Micron combo with Patagonia for those same 10 points. That way we're able to send home 2 coins on the first turn and unload 3 coins that all get plussed up by at least 3 gold each by the end of round 2. So, and it's going to function similarly in tactics to my turn 1 victory fleet. So I'll put a link in the description to Darren's fleet and the turn 1 victory fleet as well. And UPS 4.1, that's what I'm going to call it. Save that. And then let's see if I can get around the fleet builder. All right, we'll just do that for now. All right, so this one is a little bit interesting. Usually you see Haipeng or Banshee's Cry as the ship that Captain Jack Sparrow goes aboard. But here we're going to use the Coral. So as Darren talked about in his fleet, it's one of the perfect ships for Captain Jack Sparrow because she can't be shot at while docked. And the 7-point total is good for him, CGS, and an Explorer. So it works out pretty conveniently. And we're also going to be able to, I didn't realize this until now, but by adding Patagonia, we're going to be able to keep our +5 crew at home. He used Hag of Tortuga on the Coral, which is a little more risky, arguably. So now we're going to have our +5 limit ransom crew. Basically, the ransom aspect of the fleet is going to stay at home. So that's generally a good thing. So we're just going to add these 2 to start. So that gives us our basic combo for 14. That'll allow us to send coins home. And as usual, it does use Hidden Cove. So we'll just say +2 for Hidden Cove. Save that up. And then we're going to go to our second ship, which is the Sea Crane. So this is a pirate version from Ocean's Edge that has the +1 gold bonus ability. And we're going to add a couple more bonuses on top of that. So the original version of Jenny Gallows for +2. And we're also going to add a Silver Explorer. I'll do, doesn't really matter which one, Ocean's Edge one. I guess none of these are really that easy to acquire. They're all SE, SR, or LE. But anyway. And then we're going to also add Oarsman. Here, both ships are pirate, so we can just keep them all pirate. A lot of times I might add French for the core, but in this case, only pirate ships. And then, so 2 of them can start the game on the Sea Crane, because one will take up space due to the no stacking rule. And then he's got 2. I'm going to do the same thing he did with 2 that start on the home island. We're going to add them to the ship here, because we kind of have to, but that's fine. So, Sea Crane is loaded up. So she's going to be getting +4 bonuses to silver coins. So we're at 35. And then I'm going to finish up with our basic combo that's going to allow us to trade coins home faster. So the reason I think this might be an upgrade, it kind of remains to be seen if it's going to be better than the original UPS 4 fleet. But I think it might be. You lose a little bit of combat capability, but in a competitive game, that 6-point Longshanks with a captain moving at S+L, it's kind of debatable how much that really adds to the fleet. And I'm not sure that she would be able to get into action quick enough to make a difference. And also, I don't think she'd be able to keep up with what the Coral is trying to do. And the Coral does have the can't be shot while docked ability, so that is nice. She can be rammed and boarded, so it could get ugly. But she'll load one of the oarsmen. The first oarsman that goes to the island, she'll load that. Or no, she can't. Yeah, it's tough because you don't have Jonah. Interesting. I didn't think about this. So you could add Jonah to the Coral, And then I guess, oh, you don't need to. Sorry, my bad. Darren talked about it, actually. He talked about dumping the Explorer after your first transfer, because then you won't need it. Because ideally, you would just stay at this island and trade coins from it. And then you can load an oarsman to discourage capture via ramming. Yep. And also provide boarding insurance for Captain Jack Sparrow so he doesn't get eliminated. So you don't really need Jonah, and that wouldn't really work anyway, because then you'd end up with needing another cargo space. So that's the basic fleet. And we're going to add, as usual, we're going to add our fort options here. I'll just add all four just to have them available, and just kind of as a reminder that you should bring them to any game that this fleet participates in, just so you're covered and have maximum options available. So we've got both pirate, both English forts available in case we need to build them. Decent chance we will, actually, especially because unlike some of the other UPS fleets, especially the Hai Peng ones, where Hai Peng goes to different islands and is hopping all over the board, Coral is only going to be moving S+L. So even if she gets an extra action from Micron, she would need two move actions in one turn just to get to another island. And that's if it's relatively close, because S+L plus S+L is only a tiny bit farther than 3L, which is the minimum distance between islands, and you might have more distance than that between islands. So that's one of the fragilities of this fleet, is that Coral is kind of dependent on the first island to be like decent, because she can't get to other islands super easily, and she's pretty fragile. Hai Peng at least has another mast, and then some of the other ships in the EPS fleets like Black Swan and HMS Grand Temple are kind of, they got a lot of bulk, they got plenty of masts and firepower, so it's kind of fragile. And I think negative UTs are going to be a real problem for this fleet. So now it's kind of debatable what to do with the silver. So Darren's got 7 2s and a 1 for silver coins, and so that could win you the game even if you got the 1, if you plussed it up. So finding 3 silver coins or 2 silver coins and 1 non-silver should win you the game. Yeah, so for example, you could get a 2 plus 4 is 6, plus a 1 with 4 would be 5. So that could be like 11 gold, and then another 2 with plus 4 would be 17. So you don't need very good values with the with all the gold bonuses. Problem is, you might not find any silver, but the bigger problem is probably negative UTs. So I'm not really sure. I think I'll start this fleet with no UTs. Or maybe I'll hedge my bets and do in between. This is the part I didn't really think about too much. So I think I'm going to go in between and do like Maps of Alexandria and Karmic Idol, but not use their alternatives like the Pirate Globe and Pirata Codex. So I'm going to put coins, UTs plus. So if we do 2 UTs to kind of hedge our bets and hopefully eliminate negative UT, we could add silver. There just won't be quite as many silver coins. So if there's 6, we could do silver 3. We could do this combo. So we could do 3 3s and 3 2s, and that would be our 15. So that gives us our 8 for 15 if we have 2 unique treasures. So that way, and we still get, so if we get bonuses, even if the first island only has the 2s, it would be good, because they're going to average out to 6 each. With plus 4, those 3 would be worth 18 if they each get the bonus. So I'm going to add those UTs real quick, and then I'll just explain the strategy a tiny bit more, just so it makes a little bit more sense. Just in terms of like the order of operations matters a decent amount, is kind of what I'm getting at. It's going to be, that's where I mentioned the turn 1 victory fleet is going to be very similar to that. So basically, the first turn, Hidden Cove out Coral. She redocks, explores the island, sends a coin home with CJS. Sea Crane trades the oarsman out. Coral loads it, or she would load it on the second turn, I guess, probably, or at the end of the first turn via free transfer rules, because then she wouldn't need the Explorer. So, and then Sea Crane unloads that coin, before Coral gets a second action. So this is to preserve bonuses on as many coins as possible. And this is part of the reason I put Micron in the fleet too. The original fleet would do this more slowly since you don't have extra actions for Coral, which is really slows down the UPS like trading ability of the fleet. So on the first turn, you can only trade home 1 coin and then you unload it. So it's like 1 coin per turn, which is a little slow, especially with the threats this fleet might face. I think I'd rather trade home more coins faster and get bonuses stacking up quicker via Micron than rely on Longshanks to deal with enemy threats. So that's partly why I'm making this fleet and why I think it might be an upgrade. So on the first turn, so Coral trades a coin. Before she gets another action, Sea Crane unloads it for hopefully +4. She should be getting at least +3 between Gallows and her ability. Then Micron gives Coral her second action, trades home another coin. That's your actions. Those are your 3 actions for the turn. Turn 2 starts. Hopefully your ships are intact. And then this turn starts with Sea Crane unloading. So you get +4 on the second coin. Then Coral redocks, sends home a 3rd coin, and leaves the oarsman on the island. And then Micron gives Patagonia's action on turn 2 to the Sea Crane, so she can unload a 3rd time for a 3rd bonus. So if you do it a different way, you'll end up unloading 2 coins, but only 1 will get a gold bonus, because the gold bonus abilities don't apply to every treasure. It's just one of the ship's treasures when unloaded. So you're trying to unload just 1 coin at a time. So either way, though, by the end of the second round, each Coral and Sea Crane, both of those ships will have received a turn of 2 actions and a turn of 1 action for a total of 3 coins unloaded. Hopefully that all get bonused for a minimum of +9 if none of them are silver, and a maximum of +12 if they're all silver. So, and then ideally you've got 16 at that point using the standard rules. Hopefully you've got more than half the treasure. So if you don't, then try to keep trading. And there is a 4th oarsman on Sea Crane, and then you could eventually just trade the Silver Explorer and stuff out to the island. So anyway, but it should be able to win quickly if you don't get destroyed by negative UTs or some enemy gunship that rams Coral and starts boarding or something like that. So overall, it should be relatively competitive. I have a feeling it's not going to be as competitive as like UPS2 or some of the other fleets. I don't know. I think it would compare similarly to Turn 1 Victory. It's pretty similar to that fleet overall. This one just tries to abuse Mysterious Islands and positive UTs more than UPS 4.1, but overall, I think it'll do decently well. It might be kind of middle of the road in terms of competitiveness for a UPS fleet, but should do all right. And if you go first and get lucky on the coin distribution, it's gonna be tough to stop. If you don't get hung up by like the natives UT or missionary or something, you're able to trade silver home quickly, then it's gonna be really hard to beat, I think. So anyway, feel free to like a comment and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in more videos. Thanks for watching.